We see boys really develop a video game addiction, but even bigger on a larger scale, we see them leaving behind an interest in school. If you and I decided to go visit a typical college in the United States and counted men and women, we would count nearly 60% women and
Yeah.
only 40% men. I know you women are awfully smart, but really, that come on, that much smarter than all those boys? Like, if you have a if you're a parent and you have a boy, you should be really worried today about their ability. If you have an interest in them going to college, if they say they want to go to college, you should have a big concern about their ability to get there.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably talk for an hour about that. We do touch on, I think, what you're talking about, which is like a failure to launch epidemic in boys. So it's really complicated, but from my understanding, the connection to tech has to do with, and I think Jonathan Haidt talks about this, where video games are sort of tapping into their primal instincts for war, right? And then porn's obviously tapping into their primal instincts to reproduce, right? So between those two things, and again, there's other parts of this issue, but it's taking a lot of their time, as you said, to engage in the real world, to maybe ask someone out on a date and be disappointed, or like you said, you talked about academics. Like, it's a very complicated issue, but from my understanding, like those, and you mentioned video games and boys already, but those are kind of the two things connected to tech that I've heard about other experts talk about anyway. So
That is all correct, and
yeah.
the science is clearly there. I know the video game industry and those that are aligned with them don't want to acknowledge this, but there is clear evidence in JAMA, Journal American Medical Association Pediatrics, that video games particularly are damaging to kids' academics. They don't perform as well. Boys
Yeah.
play a ton more video games than girls. Of course, they are not going to do as well in high school and high school grades, and that is the key determinant to you getting to college. And there's all the other stuff that you talked about, which
Yeah.
is really shifting your mind and going after your genes to say, like, oh, I'm supposed to be successful here in a back room genetically because my primal instincts say to go hunt and fight, and I'm doing that virtually and actually not going anywhere.